Ozzy Osbourne's final battle, Metallica to the rescue, and Iron Maiden still over-deliver. Metal is alive, yet sadly not so well this week. But still, let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. Slipknot's Let Down. And to the other news from the world of metal. A couple of metal digests ago, we were talking about a mysterious website Slipknot had put out for their fans. And so this week, Slipknot fans were left scratching their hands and smashing F5 when the band's mysterious countdown timer finally hit 0. Only for the site to simply crash.
And it's gone.
For weeks, the cryptic page at gazillionnumbers.net built up serious hype with password-protected content, hidden imagery from the band's early days, and teasing, quote, worse forwards than backwards, with fans naturally expecting some huge news, most likely related to the early days of Slipknot. And, well, they got some of those. Yet another reissue of Slipknot's debut album, this time for its 25th anniversary. And a very cool box set, which was sold in a couple of minutes, with millions of other fans simply left with pretty much nothing. So yeah. If one band knows something about marketing, it definitely is Slipknot. But at the same time, let's not forget that when you hit the things up and you build the hype around something, well, you actually have to deliver something to your fans that will match that hype. Here guys, super quick, just want to point out that as you can see, the entourage in my video this time around is quite different, and I think you will find out why it is so in just about a moment. But yeah, at first I thought that I simply have no right to ask you to subscribe to this channel, but then I remembered that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel. So if you still haven't done so, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. Ozzy's final battle. Undeniably, the saddest and unfortunately the most important news of this week was, of course, the passing of the legendary Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. And here's the thing, there was just so much sad about Ozzy Osbourne and so many tributes pouring in the last couple of days, including my own, of course, which I posted that same day, that there's simply no point of reiterating it once again in this Metal Digest. So all I want to say here today is simply to underline how this news united metalheads around the globe. Even those who weren't really the fans of Ozzy Osbourne's music. And that somehow, even today, several days after the news came in, and when all the feelings were supposed to cool down, I just want to say that remembering Ozzy screaming from the top of his lungs with all the power he had in his sadly fading body, "Get fucking crazy, this is the last one," brings so much tears and so much pain to me, even today, days after this happened. So yes, this is, I guess, one of those scars that will heal, but it will take quite a lot of time for most of us metalheads around the world. And especially since a couple of days after that happened, more details emerged about the tragic passing of Ozzy Osbourne. And especially after we've learned just how hard paramedics fought to save the Prince of Darkness, as according to the Daily Mail, an air ambulance was dispatched to Ozzy's Buckinghamshire estate early in the morning of July 22nd, and for nearly 2 hours, medics tried everything they could. And none of them, neither the paramedics nor Ozzy Osbourne's family, actually could not believe that this would be the end of a life of one of the craziest rockers to ever walk this earth. And the craziest thing is that Ozzy's passing was actually as rock and roll as his life was. As after pulling something that no one believed he could and performing the biggest concert in the history of metal and fundraising $190 million, all of which he gave away to charity, and thus shut the mouth of all the skeptics who believed that the Back to the Beginning concert was simply a money grab. And just days after the fans finally stopped crying about the last ever concert by the Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne, he decided to leave this world. No, seriously, only Ozzy could go out in such a rock and roll fashion. So yeah, I'm not gonna pay yet another tribute to Ozzy Osbourne in this video, but instead I just want to say that instead of mourning and feeling sorry, first of all for ourselves, let's celebrate the legendary musician and the incredible legacy he left for us. Especially since he did go out in style and actually fulfilled not one but two of his lifelong dreams. As in addition to performing the last ever concert with Black Sabbath, of which he dreamt of for the past couple of years, he also passed away in England, thus finally returning home after the many travels of which he dreamt of for quite a while. So yes, long live Ozzy Osbourne's legacy. A concert in heaven. And all the years you spent between your birth and death. Possibly the only other guy in a history of rock music who was as crazy, if not more so, than Ozzy Osbourne was undeniably his lifelong friend Lemmy Kilmister. And quite a lot of people already spoke about a concert which they're most likely given somewhere in heaven. But here I just wanted to bring something from the comments under my tribute video onto the Metal Digest. And thank you MGB4692 for pointing it out, because I definitely felt like this actually is worthy of a segment. But here you go. Lemmy Kilmister played his last gig on December 11th, 2015. He died 17 days later. Ozzy Osbourne played his last gig on July 5th, 2025, and he died 17 days later. And, you know, of course, it might be just a coincidence, but nevertheless, it is kind of freaky that the two friends who insisted to perform in front of their fans until the very last breath, and both of whom went out in quite a style, well, did it in such a similar manner. And this week they finally met again. I ain't no nice guy after all. And now I just wanted to thank all my patrons and all of the YouTube channel members and everyone who purchases Metal Pilgrim merch, as it is thanks to you guys that I am able to do these videos. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, for all of you guys, I will also be uploading a couple of special videos from my trip to see Iron Maiden. And I truly hope that all of you will enjoy it. I ain't no nice guy after all. Metallica to the rescue. Metallica rules! And on to some good news this week. When disaster struck one of the biggest festivals in the world, Tomorrowland, Metallica came to the rescue of Main Street. After a fire destroyed the main stage just days before the legendary Belgian electronic festival's kickoff, the entire event was on the verge of collapse until Metallica swooped in and saved the day. The band offered parts of their massive stage rig from the European leg of the M72 tour, or most likely actually from the European leg of the previous Hardwired to Self-Destruct tour. But that's not too important. What is important is that the components, including the wall of screens, were airlifted in overnight, and Tomorrowland opened on time as planned. And even the legendary Martin Garrix couldn't hold his tears and thanked Metallica right from the stage. So yeah, we are always the bad guys, and a lot of them might hate us, but nevertheless, rockers and metalheads do continue saving the mainstream time after time.
Never listen to our music again!
Despite the sad news this week, metal still lives. So let's take a look at 5 latest releases from this week, which, although did not get their own segments in this video, for obvious reasons, still are definitely worthy of your attention. German symphonic metal band Beyond the Black dropped their newest single, Break the Silence, from the upcoming album set to release on July 25th via Nuclear Blast. The track marks the band's return after nearly 2 years and ushers in a fresh creative phase, combining melodic metal with powerful choruses and cinematic production tailored for large-scale live performances.
It's time to break the silence.
German dark rock outfit Lord of the Lost team up with symphonic metal icon Within Temptation on the dramatic collaboration Light Can Only Shine in Darkness, taken from Opus Noir Volume 1, out on August 8, 2025 via Napalm Records. The song blends gothic industrial textures with orchestral elements and dual vocals, opening the first chapter of a conceptual trilogy.
Without you, I'll be heartless.
German melodic death doom band Nailed to Obscurity released their title track from Generations of the Void, the third single from their fifth studio album of the same name, out September 5th via Nuclear Blast Records. The song features a sweeping chorus and thematic depth, exploring post-pandemic unease, personal struggle, and the feeling of disconnect in modern times.
Just hands without gift or task.
US extreme metalcore act The Acacia Strain unveiled their new single A Call Beyond, which opens their upcoming 13th studio album You Are Safe From God Here, out October 24th via Rise Records. The music video employs a dark game show visual theme and introduces the album's punishing, doom-laden sound, rooted in themes of nihilism, existential dread, and raw aggression.
I lost control!
Progressive metalcore trailblazers Between the Buried and Me dropped their epic new single Absent Thereafter, a 10-minute long opus from their forthcoming album The Blue Nowhere, due on September 12th via Inside Out Music. Frontman Tommy Rogers calls it the quintessential BTB AM song. Fun, intense, spacey, and still heavy, with structure shifts and unexpected sonic turns. A revealing preview of the band's evolving sound, with orchestration and horns shaping the album's scope. Jake E. Lee's reconciliation. Now, of course, after the passing of Ozzy Osbourne, there were simply gazillion tributes that started pouring in from all of the biggest musicians, and not only in the world of rock and metal, but in the world of music overall. And in honesty, there is simply no point of talking of them all in this Metal Digest. But I will underline some of the most important ones, like for example that of the former Ozzy Osbourne guitarist Jake E. Lee, who has shared the final text he received from the Prince of Darkness just 2 weeks before his death. In a social media message, which Jake posted still shaken from the news, Jake revealed a heartwarming message which Ozzy Osbourne sent to him after the Birmingham concert, in which he said, "Hi Jake, I'm so sorry I couldn't spend more time with you on the weekend, but it was really chaotic. I would really like to see you when I eventually go back to LA, just to shoot the shit. It's been so long since we saw each other. Where have you living these days? Because the last thing I heard was you were living in Las Vegas. How did the gig go for you on Saturday? I really hope you had fun. Anyway, I will text you when I eventually get back to LA, and we must hook up. Much love and respect, Ozzy." Which, if you think about it, after everything Ozzy Osbourne and Jake E. Lee went through, especially after their split, is possibly the most touching thing an Ozzy Osbourne fan can read. And overall, it looks like in the final days of his life, Ozzy Osbourne got to close all of the pressing matters that were bothering him for quite some time, and then get another one to the list, and reconciliating with the legendary guitarist Jake E. Lee, whom it was simply amazing to see during the Back to the Beginning concert, and who I truly hope will be up on stage performing the undying music more in the future.
Iron Maiden's on fire. Right now, Iron Maiden are performing one of the last shows on their European leg of their Run for Your Lives tour, and I happen to be here. Overall, in case you guys are not following me on Instagram or Facebook, this continuous trip took me more than 29 hours by bus. Yet after I finally made it to Frankfurt and walked into that Iron Maiden dive bar, none of this mattered. It was simply incredible to see so many metal podiums at the bar, on the streets of Frankfurt, and on the stadium itself, of course. Seriously, meeting all of you by itself already made this trip worth it. Overall, guys, I promise you there will be a special episode on the show very, very soon. I'm already preparing it, but right now I'm bound to enjoy the show right at the barrier, thanks to my dear friend Frederick, got me here. So I'm super excited for it. Although please keep in mind that I intend to fully obey Steve's orders and not film even a short bit of that concert, soaking in every moment of it to create a better judgment to be told to you in the next episode. But yeah, guys, it's about to start, so I better hang it up of the irons.
From 11 to infinity. Spinal Tap are back, and they're turning the volume up to 11 once again. As yes, the first official trailer of Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, is here, and it does look gloriously hilarious. And in all honesty, it is one of the only things that brightened up our metal week.
You think you might fill the bill?
I don't want to die.
We've only lost 11 or 12? 11 drummers.
So this year, Rob Reiner returns as director and Marty DeBerge, with the original trio, Guest, McKean and Shearer, back for one final chaotic concert in New Orleans, which we will see on September 12th all around the world with its theatrical release. And by the way, this movie also includes guest features by Elton John, Paul McCartney, and gazillion other musicians. And yes, despite the whole fact that we've been waiting for this sequel for 41 years, it is actually one of the most anticipated things for me when it comes to the metal releases of this year.
Stonehenge.
But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Or rather, which Ozzy Osbourne album did you re-listen to the most this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment under it, and of course join our communities on other social media platforms. But for now, thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!